Well, hello. It's still sunny in France and still in lockdown, unfortunately. Um, I just wanted to say, just so that we're quite clear, COVID-19, it's not that dangerous. The only people COVID-19 truly kills are those who are living on borrowed time anyway. Those who are at death's door. Those who would have been wiped out by the seasonal flu. Why are the death numbers so high? Well, let me tell you. Because any and every death is counted as COVID. I have heard health ministers of several countries state this on video during press conferences, that the criteria to write down a death as being a COVID death is if you suspect the patient had COVID or the patient actually had COVID, roughly around the time of death, give or take. No need to verify, no need to make sure that the person definitely died of COVID, not even to check that the person died with COVID. COVID could have nothing to do with it whatsoever, and most of the cases aren't COVID related. I mean, the thing is, basically what this boils down to is, let me tell you something. If somebody is run over by a bus and they happen to have COVID when they were run over by a bus, they would be written down as a COVID death. If a person came into hospital with respiratory issues, so people think, oh, maybe the person's got COVID. They didn't get around to testing the person, but then the person, say, I don't know, slipped on a bar of soap and banged their head against the wall and died. Oh, well, we thought the person had COVID, so that's a COVID death. That is how crazy it is. COVID's got nothing to do with the death, but it'll be marked as a COVID death anyway. So how are we to know who really died of COVID? We can't. And what about all the people that, I don't know how it works in other countries, but you get 29 grand in the US for, when a COVID patient comes in, 50 grand if you put the person on a ventilator. The only trouble is, if you put someone with pneumonia or bronchitis on a ventilator, you're going to kill them. You're going to damage their lungs by doing that, because it's just going to push all the gunk further in and harm the lungs. So, how many people have died that way? Through misdiagnosis and the wrong treatment. And I'm not saying people are doing it on purpose, misdiagnosing, but because they're hoping to get the money, so they're hoping it's COVID, and the respirator's gonna, and so they get the money then. They're hoping for it, so that influences their judgment. It's natural, because they're incentivized to diagnose COVID and put people on ventilators in the States. I mean, and don't get me started on the faulty tests either. Wherever you look, there is evidence to show this is a hoax. Well, maybe sort of like more in the false flag family, because obviously there is a COVID-19, I do believe that, and I do believe it has killed people. But I believe it has killed the people who are weak and would be susceptible to pretty much any illness anyway. And as I said, you've got government officials backing up the fact that this is nowhere near as bad as they're saying. But, the powers that be do have an agenda, and they seem to be doing rather well with it. When I go outside and I see someone wearing a mask who isn't elderly, what I see is what I would call a sheeple-gimp. Cross between a sheep and a gimp. Somebody who is begging for the jackboot on their throat. They are begging for the government to come and take away their liberties, and they want to see it happen to other people as well, and it's just sick. And it's driven by fear. It is. It's driven by fear. Okay, maybe not all the people, the younger people I see with masks on, are doing it like because they're scared they're going to drop dead from it. But maybe because they have elderly relatives that they visit. Mind you, we're on lockdown, so even that's limited at the moment. But yeah. So that's that. I hope I made my position kind of clear. People are going to call me a conspiracy nut, but you know what? I call you a sheeple-gimp. Buying into the fear when it's clearly not real. The threat is not there. There is no threat. And yet this phantom menace is being used to destroy us, destroy all things good, freedom, communities, humanity, just the whole social distancing thing. It upset. I'm an introvert. I don't like people coming too close. I personal space is a massive thing for me. But the fact that you have to measure out at least a meter away from anybody, it's just. It's the mentality behind it. It's like fear your neighbour. Instead of love thy neighbour, it's fear thy neighbour. That's what it's come to. Driving a wedge between people. Everybody there's a wedge being driven between every single human being, it feels like. And that's what's so uncomfortable. And that people want this. And it's upsetting. I'm upset about that. So I'm not afraid of the fucking COVID-19 virus. I'm no more afraid of that than I am of a common cold. I don't really want to catch it because I don't really want to be sick, but I know it ain't going to kill me or anybody I care about. Because, common sense and hygiene. Duh. Anyway, I am going to say that, yeah, I am afraid of government tyranny. I am afraid of sheeple-gimps in big numbers. They make me feel very uncomfortable, and I never know how. I feel like, they're like scared animals that could attack as well. Mind you, the whole image of a cross between a sheep and a gimp, it's kind of bestial, isn't it, really? So it's all sort of, very primitive, very bestial, and kind of scary. But yeah. So there is my opinion of the whole mad COVID situation. Just wanted to make that clear. Anywho, I'm going to shut up now. Thanks for listening if you did, and yeah, feel free to share your opinions in the comments below. Just stay polite and, if you can, be kind. Thanks. Bye.